Around the home defense community, there are a lot of self proclaimed experts that'll tell you exactly the best way you defend yourself and your family if someone breaks in intent on stealing your things and harming you or your family. Whether it's just your standard run of the mill thief or the new player to the stealing game, the bottomed out opiate addict. This could also be interchanged with meth or crack. It's all a drug addict, will say. Somebody breaks into your house and they want to do you harm. I am 100% behind your right to defend yourself by any means necessary. Now, most people would say the best thing to have in your house to defend against burglars and drug addicts is a gun. And in a lot of cases, they're right. I have several myself. I have one that sits next to the bed with a magazine in ready to be racked just to give them that half second or so to rethink their lives and decisions about which house they broke into. And I've got the rifle in the safe with a round in the chamber ready to go. But guns have some issues that a lot of people don't really think about. For one, they're incredibly loud. And in most cases, when someone breaks into your house, you don't have the time to put on proper ear protection to really defend yourself from the deafening noise that is a gunshot in confined spaces. There's also things like overpenetration, and if you live in a state like I do in New Jersey, where the gun laws are basically in the criminal's favor. Like you have to do everything in your power to escape in your own home from someone who wants to do you harm or steal your things. So it got me to thinking, while there are a whole bunch of laws about what you can do with a gun when someone breaks into your house, there are some things that there aren't a lot of laws about, mainly spears. You get yourself one of these bad boys. I think this was like 50 or 60 bucks on Amazon, cold steel European hunting spear, and those crackheads will think twice about what house they just broke into. The spear is a very versatile weapon. It's been used to defend people's homes and livelihoods since, time immemorial. It's one of the first weapons that humans ever invented, and it's killed more people throughout its service history than all of the guns in human history combined. It's a simple and elegant weapon of steel and wood. And today we're going to try to show a bunch of different combinations of things you could do to use a spear in self-defense. All right, so here we are in my apartment stairwell. I have a stairwell. It gives me a little bit more time to react if someone's been banging on the door trying to get in. And tight spaces like this are good to keep my attacker contained. Only issue is, as you can see here, the shaft of the spear is a little bit long. I would like a sword for this, but I don't have one. I only have a spear. So we're making do. So I'm grabbing it towards the end of the handle. Gives me a little bit more reach. I got about 3 or 4 steps down, and I can reach him far out of melee range. And, if I have to retreat a little bit, I can still hold the angle. Give him a nice little flurry of stabs there. I gotta, once again, watch. I'm practicing a throw here. I don't know why I would throw it, but, it is an option. You can always throw a spear, but in this case, it is better to use it as intended. So now we have an anti-cavalry charging position here in case he's intent on leaping at you. He can impale himself on the spear if you have to retreat farther into the house, as I am demonstrating here, and you can keep thrusting as he goes through. Go with a nice little overhand grip if he seems more agitated than usual. He's a tougher crackhead than expected. And, once again, showing that we can retreat. Alternatively, you can just sort of leave the spear by the door and give him a weapon. So then you can draw your gun and shoot him. And it's completely justified because he had a weapon. Or you can use the spear yourself and do a little dual wield. A little spear in the left hand, 1911 in the right, cocked and ready to go. You got the melee and the range down all in one combination. You can also mix that with a rifle. Although this is a little bit harder to balance, you can lock them together in a very unusual and ineffective bayonet. I sort of cross over if you've got two crackheads trying to get through the same doorway. I don't think you're going to encounter that. You can also use a knife. A lot of spear treatises have people with short swords and knives. Just in case he misses the head with the thrust, you've got the knife there to get him up close. You can also use a pillow, if you're a little bit more pacifistic, as both an offensive weapon or, as we're doing here, a shield. Or you can do a little locker room Tau whip, although the Tau is not as long as the spear is, so it's really ineffective. But never fear, I devised a better way. Given the old little matador doesn't know what it is. Oh, surprise! It's a spear. Oh, you came into the wrong house, motherfucker. Oh, matador, looks like a pretty color spear. Or you can just go with the tried and true flamethrower method, which I will not be demonstrating because I don't want to get evicted.
Never should have come here.